Myth number 3, contacting as many investors as possible will get you a deal. While the spray and pray approach may work with a few exceptions, you can significantly reduce the amount of time and effort as well as increase your chances of getting a deal if you take a more targeted and personalized approach to contacting investors. Now we know in the founder's ideal world, they would have one meeting to secure funding. Unfortunately, the world does not revolve around the wishes of entrepreneurs. You will likely endure scores of meetings before you're connected with an investor who has any interest in owning a piece of your company. And luckily, you can greatly increase your chances of funding by pinpointing the right type of investors before you begin networking. However, keep in mind, by the time you reach the point of contacting investors, you should have all the items we covered in the previous training. But let's go ahead and cover how you should research and contact investors. The first is targeted outreach. So most entrepreneurs skip this step and they wonder why no one will invest in their company. If you don't do your research on the investor that you're contacting or introducing yourself to, then you'll waste your time pitching your education tech company to an investor that only invests in financial tech companies. Your target customers are not the same as your target investor. And you don't have to spend a lot of time researching your investor either. Most of their information is listed on their firm's website or their LinkedIn profile. So if you don't take the time to research them, you're just being lazy. The next step is personalized communication. Never, and I mean never, email blast investor contacts with generic emails. You will get 0 responses, and if on the off chance you meet one of these investors afterward, you all have already made a bad impression. This will also get you blacklisted in the investor community as the guy who spams people. Just like dating, you don't send out 100 different texts with the same message and expect to find your soulmate. The best way to grab an investor's attention is to mention something that is relatable, such as, I saw you invested in company X and was interested in what you thought about Z, or even, I went to the same college as you. The point being is that investors are humans, so don't treat them like a bot. The last step should be common sense, which is know the round that you're in. So the same as knowing what industry an investor is interested in being relatable, you need to know what round you're in. So most angel investors write check sizes of 25 to 150K, but there are larger angels who won't even consider you if you're not asking for $1 million or more. And I know this sounds strange. We had this happen to our company, MedManager, where we lost a deal because we were only asking for $750,000, but the minimum check size that the firm wrote was $5 million. That's because they don't see the value in investing smaller sums of money, and it also mitigates their risk because the company is usually generating large amounts of revenue at that stage. If you think about it, it really is a great thing that investors come in all shapes and sizes. And if you're a serious entrepreneur who has researched a unique idea and has prepared and organized to build a company around that idea, there already exists an investor that is your perfect match. And if you could simply find that investor in time, he or she will be delighted to partner with you. Naturally, you need to research the investor market, narrow your universe down to a small likely group, and then spend time getting to know the players within that group. In doing so, you'll end up spending your time with investors who are genuinely interested in your idea. However, if you choose to simply start knocking on doors blindly, expect to have a lot of doors slammed in your face. So take the time to figure out where you're already wanted.